is breaking news on Fox 31 Denver.
Good afternoon. I'm Matt Morrow. We interrupt your regular programming right now for breaking news out of Denver as police and some protesters are clashing right here on the Auraria campus. Sky Fox live over the scene. We've been telling you about what is going on for the last day. And in the last, half hour or so, things have intensified even more. So here's what you're looking at. Sky Fox over the scene. Denver police and Denver sheriff's deputies now out there. They're the ones dressed in all black. Most of the officers have helmets on the ground surrounding them, and in the middle were demonstrators or ralliers. You may call them protesters. They were rallying for an end to the war in Gaza with Israel. They've been out there for about the last day or so, and then about noon, so a little more than an hour and a half ago, Denver police and the investigators who were out there told most of the protesters you had to go ahead and clear out. Apparently some didn't, and now some are getting arrested. I want to point out here, no violence, no tear gas, doesn't look like anything's being thrown. The peaceful demonstrations here are continuing, but again, some people are getting arrested. We've seen a few people be handcuffed or basically have their hands zip tied and had to be carried out of the area. You see them right here talking with police. Again, this is going on downtown Denver at the MSU Auraria campus. So here's two different vantage points. One is on the ground from a safe distance away. You see people right there talking with officers. Again, it looks like Denver's SWAT team. The officers you see in the green on the left are there as well. Then in the middle, this is where some of the more intensity is happening, I guess you could say, and people not necessarily following Denver police commands. And that is why some of them have been taken away. But again, I want to stress this has been nonviolent so far, yet police have issued an order more than an hour ago. They've issued it numerous times for people to clear out of the area. Again, a lot of them students and some other people gathered yesterday. They set up tents down here. This is in the Tivoli Quad on the Auraria campus down by MSU, just across the street from CU Denver. I'll give you a little bit wider vantage point right here. So you're looking at what, about 100, 150 people or so. Not an overwhelming number of people, but still a lot. And again, Denver police down there. There's a sheriff's van nearby. That is where they've taken a few people who they've detained. Not even sure if they're actually been arrested or what that situation is, but they've cleared them out of the area and they've told them they have to go. And so this is what the situation is right now. Basically a standoff. And there you see a little more activity as Denver police sort of we'll wait for the chopper to get around that steeple right there. More officers now moving in. You see it looks like some there carrying some of those zip ties on his left arm. They have their helmets on. They have their face shields. They are down there. Again, the people you see in green, that is Denver SWAT. They're breaking up this protest. The reason for the protest or for the rally, we've seen this on campuses all across the country. In many cases, it has gotten much more intense and in a little bit of violence. We've not seen that here in the Denver area. But these are people who are saying they want an end to the war in Gaza with Israel. They want CU, whether it be CU Denver, CU Boulder, the entire system along with MSU, to divest any interest that they have with Israel, whether it be an investment or any sort of research connection that they have with Israel and the country right there. And again, on the left there, you see some of the pro-Palestine, pro-Palestinian people talking with Denver police and officers pointing at them. Not sure exactly what they are saying. There's one gentleman on the right there beating a drum. But the reason police are out there, it is private property. They have told the protesters that you have to go, and they have yet to go ahead and do that. We've seen at least half a dozen or so be carried away and be detained. And as that was happening, you see people right here surrounding the police and those who are sitting down. That certainly draws up the concern of the officers in the area. Fox 31 has crews on the scene, on the ground, multiple of them. Sky Fox is going to stay up. There you see someone else there. It looks like be arrested. The person's hands are go ahead and handcuffed or zip tied behind his back. Again, we're going to keep you posted on exactly what happens here as Denver police do this. This is the Tivoli area. In fact, we're going to stay right here for a few more minutes and see exactly what happens. And there you see a little bit of pushing as police are trying to take that person out of there. And this was one of the concerns that police had. And there they go tumbling. Trying to get a better idea of exactly what is happening right here. Police continue to take the person who is handcuffed out of the area. It looks like a young lady potentially. Now we're going to go ahead and stay and follow this here on Fox 31. Again, the breaking news right now is some intensity. Downtown Denver right here. This was a Palestine, a pro-Palestinian rally or protest that was happening at the Tivoli campus Tivoli Quad on the Auraria campus. And police have started to arrest people. That is why we are on the air here on Fox 31 this afternoon, keeping an eye on what is going on. Again, for the most part, this has been a very non-violent demonstration, but police have told people to leave, and they have not done that right now. Many of the protesters, we've been out there, they gathered yesterday afternoon, and they're calling for a stop to the civilian deaths in Gaza. And police, some of them set up tents. People have been out there. Police have told them, again, you have to go, but many of them do not want to. They believe it is their right to go ahead and be out here and to protest. So we're going to keep an eye on this as Sky Fox circles the area. Again, we have crews on the ground as well, a little bit back away from what action may be happening right here. People on the ground apparently not going anywhere. Off in the distance, there were some tents there as well. We're talking a couple hundred people overall. Sky Fox going to zoom out right now. I'll give you a little bit bigger of a picture of what is going on right there. So we're going to continue this. Sky Fox is going to stay right here, and we'll keep you posted on exactly what happens. If nothing more, you'll be able to watch it streaming right now at KDVR.com. Sky Fox will be there. And of course, we'll have the very latest on the Fox 31 News at 4 o'clock. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep you posted right here. Stay there.
This is breaking news on Fox 31 Denver.